The birth factor. How can the birth factor be interpreted and established as tangible evidence of a progenitor? For some people, the preceding statement raises inquisition. I welcome your inquisition with arms wide open. For me, to say I don't understand how this factor ever was infiltrated, deceived, and falsified would be false. I understand. Like many others in my very awesome yet very young country, I was taught that a woman was made from a man's rib while he slept by God herself. Of course, I was taught it was his self, but that's not where I want to go right now. Let's focus on the beautiful evidence that our Creator left us to establish truth, rather than the word of any human, myself included, who cannot provide tangible evidence for the words that they speak. It's ostensible that the continuance of righteous thought and action brings us closer to the simple answers of the universe. The only enigmas are the ones we create for ourselves. Why do you think everything is created in circular form? And when I say everything, I mean all. Early humans of our recorded historic era that didn't have nanoscopes might not have been able to distinguish the significance of the atom. Yet sayings like treat others like you want to be treated, or what goes around comes around, prove that righteousness always exposes itself. Whatever you send out will inevitably return to its point of origin. We are a part of an awesome self-governing universe. The understanding of the significant signs that our Creator displays for us are very visible. Everything has an order. It takes time for us to come to this conclusion because life can be so inclement at times. You might not understand what engendered your moment of experience. The order is explained through a statement that I've selected for this audio document. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. We give credit to Sir Isaac Newton and his third law for the statement. Deduce with love and honesty any scenario, and you shall initialize clarity. As I attempted to deduce why women were supposedly made from ribs, weaker than males, and couldn't do an array of other tasks, I felt like I had a 100-pound backpack on my back and a cloud of smoke in my lungs because none of it made any sense. In my continuing research, if there's one book I could recommend to my listeners, it's Helen Eller's The Dark Side of Christianity. Her writings in this book delve deep into the mistreatment of women under a religious guise. The question is why? Who is the female? Why such abuse of the very organism that creates us? My conclusion, denial, amongst other factors, and of course control. The want for control is always rooted in fear. So here it is, all the evidence that you could quite authentically feel with your spirit, along with all the evidence that you could see, hear, feel, taste, or smell. My opposition's only evidence are human feelings, of course initiated by males, on what gender we think God should be, based on a foundation of oppression and violence to establish strength against the gender who took 9 months out of her life to protect us so that we can be here. She does this for all, not just half men or just men and not women. She does it for all in every species. Science is how God explains to us our past, present, and future. We put the work in to analyze, God rewards us with answers. Western religion teaches us that a man named Moses talked with God, and God told Moses that the earth was made in 7 days, that man was made from clay and dust, and that women were made from the rib of that man. Oh yeah, and that a talking snake with legs influenced this woman to eat of a fruit, and for that reason the woman shall always be cursed. Two lies always destroy credibility if one lie doesn't. So how about another one? From pretty much the same source. Black people are only 3/5 human. This lie was told to whites and blacks alike so that slavery could be protected. The predominantly white government of our country's past had to lie to its people to ensure the mental comfort and acceptance of such a cruel practice. That lie led to several lies within our human history, because you can't tell an entire culture of people that they're 3/5 of a human when there's historical documentation of advanced technology that surpassed and exceeded the technology of the world around them. Yes, our country is awesome, and God will do great things here. But there are still certain injustices that have not been addressed. And this audio document is based on the lies that have been told on the female. To think or utter that the gender that cannot produce or maintain a gestation period as the first gender established can only be defended by something as sensitive and sentimental as a human's relationship with a higher power. A human in ignorance moves under the direction of a human with knowledge. Ignorance is something we are all born with. Enlightenment, like all things, come with exertion of energy. Mental energy or physical, both bring consequential reward. This is also the promise, the law of the circumference. There are several species of life that are all female and produce only daughter cells. This is simply impossible for male species because of the anatomical impossibility. There are several single entities that are considered androgynous, but none of all male origin. The dominance of the female species is established in many different ways. I always find it interesting to look at the black widow species and the praying mantis species. In both these species, the understanding is that the female is of pure dominance. After mating to ensure continuance of the species, the male is sacrificed for population control and is first nourishment for her now impregnated body. Not to be looked at as too harsh, all females will care for their young males, that is for a period of time. But this is just another factor in a long line leading to the dominance of the female. In the womb, for about the first 6 or 7 weeks, we're all female. The hormone testosterone that the woman produces is what determines if the ovaries will in fact drop to become testes. Us as males shouldn't really cry about being second. I mean, we're her babies. And we're her protector. We compete for her affection, her hand, her attention, and her love. Truth will only strengthen you. Understanding and giving respect to your foundation here only places you in alignment to have a better spiritual understanding. The understanding that comes with truth.